The worst comes to worst is at least 30 days before you turn 65. That way, if we need to apply through the government, we give them more than enough time to review everything and send you the information you need.
As soon as you throw government in.
Yeah, it gets pretty slow.
Yeah.
That's honestly 90% of my day is calling either DCBS or Connect to try to, hey, where is this process?
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Morning.
Glad to have you here. We are going to be welcomed and inspired by Team 2. If Mr. Ferguson would come forward. What would you like me to do?
Yes, we can.
Inspired the prayer and the pledge of allegiance.
Bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for the day of Rotary. Thanks for letting us all be a part of what you are doing for us. Please bless this food to the nourishment of our bodies. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First is
To the truth,
second,
is fair to all concerned,
third,
will build goodwill and better friendships.
and fourth.
Will it be best to all concerned?
Thank you, Jim. And Jim mentioned earlier with Team 2, no updates from Team 2 right now at this point in time. Sean is not here that I see. Anyone want to fill in for Sean?
Still on vacation.
What's that?
Going
Fill in for Sean?
Well, I can tell you, the Reds are at the All-Star break.
Yay.
Happy about that. It's been a rather bleak, disappointing 2.5 months. I tell these guys I go to bed upset almost every night.
That's
My
not
wife
good.
said, I walk in the bedroom, she can tell if they won or lost. She says, you walk heavier when they lose.
Yeah.
So I've been walking heavy lately, but we got football in about 2 weeks with the Bengals reporting, and keep your fingers crossed. This has got a chance to be a special year. So let's hope it plays out that way. That's about I don't know about guests. Do we have any here? Oh, here's the guest. To get my cheaters on here. Okay, we have Zach Engelhardt. Is that correct? Zach? Would you please stand up and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yes, hi guys. My name is Zach Engelhardt. I work for a company, Crescent Insurance, where we deal with Medicare, but pretty much anything with health and life insurance. I am an insurance agent, but what I really try to advertise myself as is customer service rather than an agent. Because typically what I do is whenever someone runs into issues dealing with their insurance, they call me instead of their insurance, and I help advocate and get things taken care of for them. So thank you guys so much for having me. It's nice to meet everyone. And again, Zach Engelhardt, Crescent Insurance.
Welcome.
Zach.
Thank you.
And don't call yourself a stranger. We'd love to have you here on a permanent basis.
Appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think that's it. That's the only guest we have, Mr. President. You still smiling after 1 week? That's impressive.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
It's good.
That's a positive.
So we find Diane.
Okay, you will see on your table, you have a copy of a little flyer I sent you via email as well the other night. Just a couple of things, just wanting to continue some thoughts in the front of your mind as we move forward with this year. But also a couple of things that I just wanted to clarify for you, and I do have a little homework assignment for you. It's in my email. Again, wanting to focus on service leadership and making sure that we are leaders in our community and continuing up with the momentum that we have right now. So just in the flyer, I just put some information about some things that we want to continue to look for and continue to work on themes in action. But one thing I want you to be sure to do is reconnect with people here today at the meeting that you've not seen in a little while and find out how they're doing. Connect with them, but also I've got my homework assignment is I need to know what is the cause? What is the charity? What is the project that is so close to your heart that you always want to do service for, you always want to help finance it or fund it or help it in whatever way it is? What is that cause? What is that charity for you? At the bottom of my page, you'll see my cell phone number. You're welcome to text me what that is. Or my email address is down there as well. You're welcome to send me an email. So just let me know, because what I want to try to do is, as we move forward, is let's help you with your favorite cause. See what we can do to help there and how we can work, raise funds, whatever that may be, in terms of trying to help your cause. Because we want to work on those things together. You know, it just says at the bottom there, just making sure that we are people of action and then moving forward. So just a quick reminder on that. We do need some board members here right now. We have the club board that has some terms that have expired. So we need some volunteers there. You can see that we have a couple unexpired terms there ending in 27 and 28, a couple 3-year terms that end in 29. Peter, thank you, is still serving on the club board. So need a few of you to step up and be a part of our structure there with our club board. Our foundation board is all taken care of right now. We have everybody in place. All those people are filled. So if you have any interest at all, let me know. If you don't let me know, I'm going to be calling. Okay, we do have a call for Citizen of the Year nominations. That process is now opened up online, so you can nominate someone for that. So feel free to use that and just get your thinking cap on. Be thinking about someone in the community that deserves recognition. Here we have our list of things that we're collecting for the Kiwanis, if you will. I think we have a big box of some things that are already been brought in. You want to say anything about that?
Sure. We're collecting through the end of July, and you guys all have a copy of the list, or if you don't, there's one there. But the last week in July, we have no meeting. So next week is when you need to make sure you bring it. Some of you, if you would prefer, you can give me money and I will buy the things on the list. If you don't have time to go get it yourself or want to do that. So I've already gotten, let's see, $90 today to go buy stuff on the list. So if you want to give me some money today before I leave, I will not be here next week. I'm going on vacation. But again, this time I get to see my grandkids from Florida. They're meeting us in the mountain. But if you want to give me some money, I will be more than happy to go and purchase it for you. Or if you bring stuff next week, then I'll come up here to the admin building. We'll just put it in the room there and then I'll come up and collect that. So if you bring stuff next week, I'll come get it.
Are they sure that that's, we want to use Amazon Prime, they have it delivered to?
To any of the schools,
And it's
And
supposed
just
to have
put
to
it-
be labeled. That.
just attention to the resource officer.
But do we want the Rotary to get credit?
Well, you could just tell me that, you could like when you do a gift, you can put it's from the Rotary Club.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just let me know what you collected, because I'm trying to count how many items and the estimated value of what we're donating.
Well,
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And three schools we have listed here: Boone County High School, Ryle High School, and Conner High School. So you would help with those. We have some volunteer opportunities coming up. Our satellite club. Barb, you want to talk a little bit about the satellite club or give us an update? Sorry to catch you. Before.
Sure, that's okay. Happens. The Satellite Club is doing a service project on Saturday, the 25th of this month. It's rehabbing a home for someone who is a client of Honk. housing opportunities of Northern Kentucky. The address is, they just gave it to me, so that's why I'm thinking. 213 Bush Street, Covington. And we're trying to have every Rotary Club in Northern Kentucky represented, have a team of people there. Because that shows the Rotarians of this new club that we're dedicated to Rotary. So there'll be more information. I just received the address, so I'll be sending out more information and it'll go probably to all the clubs in our area, which is called Area 1 here in Northern Kentucky, so. That's what's going on. It's 9 to noon, by the way, so it isn't a long-term commitment.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. A couple other things on our list here. John Schickel's Pickle and Wiener Feast there on October the 2nd. Just mark your calendars. Our golf outing is on October 24th. We have a Ohio River Sweep coming up as well. Ian and Barb and I did that last year, year before that.
Yeah, last year.
We need some volunteers just to help keep the river clean. Let's see, also with just for your calendars, the clay shoot June 19th of next year and the Boone County Fair for next year as well. Okay, here's some of our hours. Of course, we're just starting the new year here, so we have 328 hours already logged in. I'm sorry, you can see down below the 0 hours that is showing right now for our current year.
Man, it took on the what? 356 is our hours.
Okay, thank you. 356 hours. I was looking at the wrong spot. Thanks, Julie. And then last year we had recorded 3,933 hours. Very impressive. Birthdays, Mark Willoughby.
This will be fun for my grandkids because it's.
Six of it.
Oh, they're 67.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's good to be on.
And you look much happier.
And that's why I have a happy dollar is that I'm sitting here and I'm there.
He was our past president.
Happy dollar.
I know another one that's got a happy dollar for similar reason.
I'm happy because I got to go back to my favorite name back. District governor. I need a special badge for past district governor, but then nobody really cares about that.
Any other happy dollars?
I've got a couple.
All right.
I actually already paid them when I came in. One is, I'm happy that my fellow bourbon sipping friend and friend of ours too, John Schickel, has been inaugurated into the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame.
All right.
That's right. Perfect. He is. And my other happy dollar is I just finished 8 weeks of hyperbolic treatments. So I get my life back and I can come back to Rotary.
There you go.
All right.
Did you bring bourbon in to toast them?
Careful, George. Thank you, and it's good to see you. All right, any other announcements from the group? All right, not hearing any. Okay, so before we bring up Garrett and Griffith, I do have one little note. Got a letter back here from James Squires. If you remember James, we awarded a scholarship to him. And he sent a beautiful letter and picture here thanking us for it. I'll just read a couple items here. Just so thank you again. I would not be able to do what I am doing, be where I am without the help you have provided to me financially. The scholarship was such a blessing. And that's why I wanted to write to you to let you know. May God bless you and thank you for all you do for students. I wish you and your organization all the best. Well said by the choir.
He's a good,
Went school.
say like Ohio Western or something.
Yeah, it's the Nazarene.
Okay.
There is a Nazarene.
Let's get down to our business here with Garrett. I'll introduce him and read a little bit of information
Washington
about
Courthouse.
Garrett. Garrett is one of our family resource youth service center coordinators, Friskies, they would call themselves. Just with the acronym, it's a lot of letters there, but basically what they are is a coordinator within the school. And what they do is they work to help the students that are struggling for whatever reason, not necessarily academically, they may a little bit, but this arm is to help, what are the needs they have that may be outside of the school? That would affect them during school. That could be homelessness, that could be food absences. It could be all sorts of things that may make it difficult for them to do what we want them to do in school is listen, study, and work, and devote their time to being educated, not devoting their time to trying to survive or when their next meal is going to come. And so they help in any different number of ways, and Garrett can explain some of those. So this work is, in my mind, is the Lord's work. This work is to help kids where they are and help their families where they are. So through a partnership we created, the Sunrise for Hope, we have been working to try to help families that are close to being evicted or having their power turned off. Any number of things that they can't, or they may not be able to control very well. And so we started working together as the school district to connect with the resource coordinators to let us know which families need some help. And so we've got a structure in place with Sunrise where the coordinators will send us a text, an email regarding here's a situation I've got. Can we help? And how much that might be. And so then there's a committee in place that says, yes, we can do that, or no, we're not going to be able to do that now. And what we're wanting to do and really start pushing hard is we want to continue to raise more money to help more families, but then also to raise more money to help more schools, because we're only serving a small number of the schools in Boone County right now. And it's Collins is one of them, Jones is another. It's typically some right in our Florence area that they have a lot of students and families that struggle. So having said all that, I want to introduce Garrett to you. He's been a wonderful coordinator, one of the best that we have in the school district working through it. So you're hearing from one of the experts here today. So let's welcome Garrett.
All right.
I didn't even pay him to say those nice things about us. Yeah. So I'm gonna tread lightly still. So again, good afternoon. First, I want to thank you for inviting us here today, but for supporting a program that really changes the trajectory of lives in our community. Sunrise of Hope, it's not a handout. It's an intervention at the exact moment when a family can still recover. So I was invited here today to share this initiative and community investment is making a difference, and I can answer that clearly. Yes, it is. So as a family resource coordinator, as Mr. Turner explained, I spend most of my days helping students and families with non-academic barriers to student success. Sometimes it's food insecurity, sometimes it's transportation, healthcare, mental health. But increasingly the barrier that we see with our families is most often housing. That's why Sunrise and Hope has become such an invaluable resource to us at the school. So I think one thing that makes it so unique is the partnership and the initiative that this brings together. It's the Rotary Club of Florence, it's the City of Florence, and it's Boone County Schools. And we work together to ensure that families receive assistance quickly, thoughtfully, and most importantly, with dignity. So schools are often the place that families turn to first in a moment of crisis. Through our role as coordinators, we're able to identify the cause of that crisis, understand the needs, the circumstances that cause that, connect families with resources that will truly make a difference. So Florence and Boone County continue to grow at an impressive rate. It's much bigger than when I first came to Florence. It's something to be proud of. It brings business, it brings opportunities, and it brings new families to our region.
but it's created a serious challenge in housing availability. So Boone County currently has the largest housing shortage in northern Kentucky of over 11,000 units. What that means is simple. Affordable housing is not just hard to find, it's incredibly hard and difficult to replace once it's lost. So when a family falls behind on rent, they aren't just worried about this month. They're worried they may not be able to find another affordable option available. The cost of homelessness is never just financial for our families. Children lose stability, parents lose transportation, students have to change schools, support systems they've had in place have disappeared, and everything becomes harder. The families that I work with at Collins and our Boone County schools work with, they're not homeless. They're one crisis away from being homeless. An illness, a job, a car repair, family separation, unexpected expenses, one event is all it takes. One of the biggest misconceptions about the families that we serve is that they're not trying. In reality, the majority of my families are working incredibly hard just to survive. Most parents work 1 or 2 jobs, carefully balancing their employment, childcare, transportation, and meeting basic household needs. The challenge is that many families are living with very little margin, and when an unexpected expense happens, whether it's a medical issue, a vehicle repair, reduced work hours, a family crisis, there's often nowhere else to turn. These are hardworking families who are doing everything that they can. Sometimes they don't need us to solve every problem. They just need someone to help get them through the crisis that could otherwise change the entire direction of their family. So why this is important in our schools is children don't learn in isolation, right? A child who's worried about where they're going to sleep for their next meal doesn't focus on multiplication. A student who's moved schools multiple times in a year is not building lasting relationships with teachers or peers. Housing stability is educational stability. When our families remain housed, their attendance improves, behavior improves, parents become more engaged, students gain consistency and trust, and research has consistently shown that stable housing is one of the strongest predictors of positive outcomes for children. So when we stabilize housing, we're not just supporting families, we're improving our educational outcomes. One thing I appreciate most about our partnership with this initiative is that it's not simply designed to pay rent or help family at a time of need. It's designed to create a hand up. So anytime an application is submitted, we work with those families. I invite them in my office, we review their situation, we identify what's caused the crisis, we connect with community resources, we look at their income, their expenses, and the long-term stability options they have. And then we ask a very important question. Will this assistance actually stabilize the family? Sometimes that answer is no. But often what we see are hardworking families who experience one unexpected crisis. Their cars needed to repair, caregivers became ill, their work hours were reduced, they've had a major expense hit at the wrong time or their family structure changed. And suddenly 1 month's rent becomes impossible. Sunrise of Hope fills that gap. But what Sunrise of Hope really provides is not just rent, it provides time. Time for parents to find additional employment, time to repair their vehicles, time for us to connect them with community resources, time to create a sustainable plan instead of making decisions while facing the immediate fear of eviction. From a return on investment standpoint, this is one of the most cost-effective interventions we have because 1 month or one intervention prevents an eviction, shelter placement, utility shutoffs, transportation loss, school transfers, jobs lost, and months and years of stabilities for family. So for a relatively small cost, we're creating a much larger community impact. And there's stories from our school that we've helped families with this year. We worked with a single mother. She was raising a child with a disability. She was working 3rd shift. Her car was barely running, and that's being generous. It made noises in the drop-off line every morning. And she was very embarrassed by it. And she just said in the car line one day, I don't know how I could make it another month. She wasn't asking us to fix everything. She wasn't asking me for anything. She was asking for a chance. So the school staff saw the need. We stepped in. We talked to our staff who were incredibly generous. They donated the cost for new hires. We were able to work with our school resource officer, Kevin Schwartz, myself, and our counseling staff. And we found a local repair shop that provided cost of repairs at no cost there. They covered everything. And then Sunrise of Hope provided rental assistance. So no single organization solved that problem, but together, everyone in this room did. She's kept her housing, she kept her job, and her child stayed in the same school. Another Collins family lost their primary wage earner through circumstances that were completely outside of their control. Rental assistance during a time of immense family crisis gave them time and space to work with us to build a long-term housing plan instead of entering a crisis situation. So at Collins, we've referred 2 families who have received rental assistance. Both of those families are still housed today in the same housing they were before. That means 5 children never experienced homelessness. 5 children stayed in their classrooms. 5 children continued learning with the same teachers and friends, and everything about those outcomes represents what Sunrise and Hope was created to do. A temporary crisis did not become displacement. That's what stability and success look like. So as Mr. Turner pointed out, I've done this for 6 years now. We see a lot of people. We talked to a lot of different coordinators, and I always tell them and our staff that the most effective interventions are the one that no one ever notices. Because when it works, a child doesn't have to change schools, a family never enters a shelter, and parents keep going to work. And I think that's the greatest measure of success for Sunrise for Hope, is that life simply continues for these families. It doesn't make headlines, it's not showing up in my reports, but it changes everything. So success isn't measured by the money that we paid or the interventions we provided, but it's measured by the evictions that have never happened. So everything I've shared today, the mother who kept her job, the children who stayed in their classrooms, and the families who remained in their homes was possible because people in this room chose to invest in prevention rather than crisis. So on the behalf of the families we serve, thank you for making that possible. Our goal at Collins is not to rescue families, it's to make sure that one bad month doesn't define the rest of their lives. And that's what the Sunrise and Hope makes possible and why this initiative has been so important to our work. So thank you again for investing in the vital program and giving our students' families not just financial support, but stability, dignity, and hope.
Wow.
That was quick. I probably spoke way too fast. If there's any questions.
Questions?
How do you find, we've done a lot of volunteer in the schools and how the kids don't say stop. Hey, I'm getting a big. How do you figure that out, that there's trouble in the house?
A lot of it we see through attendance. So we'll see attendance drop, we'll see behavior spike. And our teachers and all teachers are very, very observant. So they notice a lot of things with changes. I am fortunate, and a lot of our coordinators are the same way, that we build pretty good relationships with families, that they're comfortable to just approach us and ask. Again, like the family that I shared, you know, they reached out to me. We were trying to help the mother with her car, because she was embarrassed every day. She was almost in tears because she's like, I'm embarrassed driving this car to get my daughter to school. So we'll have those discussions. Sometimes kids are surprisingly candid. They'll tell you quite a bit, but it's usually attendance that we'll notice if there's a sharp drop. It usually points to a bigger issue. So,
Have you ever done any work with Samaritan Car Care down in Covington?
yes, so we've referred a couple families to them. I spoke to them on behalf of this family. And when I talked to them, they said they would be more than happy to help. There's just a wait list and we were pretty short on time. So Officer Schwartz, his personal mechanic, he talked to him and we called and he was able to just complete the repairs and no cost. So, yes,
The free and reduced lunch you talked about,
yes.
what percentage must there be in a population of a school for that school to qualify? And what is the average in our area that you find that to be true?
So it depends on your population. I presented this probably 2 years ago. I want to say it's 60%. 60% of your population has to be at the income level to qualify for free and reduced lunch. A lot of schools in our Florence area, most of them are a max grant, which means once you get above 490 students, it's the max that you can take. Our last count at Collins Elementary, it was 617 students enrolled pre-K through 5th. We had 519 that qualified for free and reduced lunch. So
The number across the entire district would shock you.
Yeah.
How many families are in financial need?
Yeah,
so,
and the change since we have been here, so my kids were at Stevens Elementary. When they were at Stevens, we were at 14%, and now I think they're at 39% or more.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a Title I school.
yeah, so it's a growing number. And again, it is not, it's not for the lack of effort, it's situations. I believe, you know, obviously there's things that we can do to support families that promote financial stability and growth. But a lot of our families at Collins Elementary, we are 51% English language learners. So the vast majority of our families don't have higher education. So their opportunities are limited in terms of wages. But they'll work multiple jobs. I mean, we have families that they pick their kids up and they take them to the neighbor and then they go work at a second job. So, and back to the housing affordability, the housing that's here, affordable housing is hard to come by. Our Section 8 list has been full for years. I mean, it's a years-long wait list. It's hard to find vendors that want to accept TBRA or Section 8 items like that. And housing is just more expensive. You know, when I help families that move, I mean, I was very fortunate. I live in Pendleton County. So I was very fortunate when I purchased my home that, I mean, people's rent now in Florence is 3 times what my mortgage payment was in 2010. So it's difficult for those families to get a foot up. And I think that's, again, I touched on a little bit. That's what helps is just this bridge, because we are having difficult discussions with families. There's families that I've not sent through because, again, the question that I ask them is, does this promote you long-term, right? This is a large investment from a community organization. Is to provide stability, not just put a Band-Aid on it until next month. So we have to have those difficult conversations, which is hard with families, but the families that we do and that's at Collins that have come through this organization are families that are working, you know, and they've just had an unfortunate thing happen. Like the family, she had to miss work because she was sick. She doesn't get PTO, so she went a week without pay. And then she was paying money to just keep her car running. It was the only car that she had, and she was just in a cycle. She was never going to get out unless that intervention happened. So, anything else? I don't.
Well, thank you very much.
No, thank you. One thing I would say, if I have it for a moment, all of our schools, if you're ever interested, are always looking for mentor students. That's one of our biggest needs. I hear that from every organization that calls me, and they'll say, you know, what money do you need? And I always tell them, I do not need your money, I need your time. So if that's ever something you're called to, that you would ever want to provide mentorship or come speak to students at Collins Elementary School, we have 2 great programs called Guys with Ties and Girls with Pearls. They're 3rd grade leadership programs. So on our meeting days, we wear shirts and ties and we talk about mainly it's look good, feel good, do good. So we talk about community service, helping the community and what you can do to be a leader. Girls with Pearls, it's the same. It's what it sounds. They wear pink shirts and they wear pearls. So we're always looking for people to come in and talk to them. But any school, if you're closer to North Point or Thornwild or any school, if you just call their center, they would love to have anyone come in and provide mentor opportunities for students. So sorry, I want to squeeze that in there.
I think it's just also, you know, depending on where you may live in elementary school, you can always contact the coordinator there, like, what do you need?
Yeah.
How can I help? And they may have some specific needs in that school. And they're all the schools are unique.
Different.
Yeah, very different. As well.
Thank you again. I appreciate it.
So thank you very much for that. Next week, so before we close, we're going to have DeShay Thompson with the Chamber of Commerce come next week. But just remember your homework assignment. What's your passion? What's the charity that you're just, it touches your heart and you want to work for that, or you already do? Let me know that, and we're going to see what we can do to coordinate that as a group to help you with your own cause with that, because that's what we need to do. We need to dig those out and help each other with those causes. Yes, Jim?
I'd like to just bring the club up to speed on exactly what we've done with Sunrise. We've helped 11 students stay in their home by assisting with rent or assisting with utility costs. First check went out January 14th. And we've applied, I mean, the demand is there, the communication is still getting out there. So if any of us in here hear of it, bring it to the committee, which we do need one more committee member. We've lost one of our committee members. They left the club, but we'd love more opportunity to give. We've raised $35,000 so far. We've written checks for a total of excuse me, 4563. And we're sitting right around $30,000 for this school year. Remember, we didn't write our first check until January of this past school year. So now we have 4 more months to be able to give. All right, so just want to put that out there. That's because of everyone in here. So thank you.
Thank you, Jim. And we are working on doing some fundraising activities starting up this fall for Sunrise, specifically for Sunrise. As Jim said, to help more families, but also to be able to do that with more schools. So that's our aim, to be able to serve all the schools in Griffith County with that. So I have 1 or 2 final things. I need Steve to come forward. Need to officially recognize him as the president-elect.
Year ends
Thank you. Appreciate it.
June 30th. And then
And also,
Year.
Garrett, one
the
thing.
new year starts July.
July to you, we've got a nice little rotary. Thank you. But then also, we've got a little challenge in here for you, a coin, service above self, and the 4-way test on the back.
All right, thank you very much. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Anything else for the good of the cause?
If anyone wants to give me money, I'll take it. School supplies, so.
Don't we all?
For the school supplies, for the kids. Take any of your money.
The Amazon box part,
Yes.
I got all that.
Oh, thank you.
It's kind of, I was buying stuff and throwing it in the back of my truck.